Bringing a beautiful message from the Akashic Oracle deck. We have learning to forgive and bringing balance. The message here coming from Spirit is that of recognizing the amount of space that holding resentment and bitterness or hatred towards another person, towards their actions towards you, how much space that takes up in our mind and our heart, how much energy it takes to hold that and to carry that along. Forgiveness can give you the opportunity, possibly, to repair a relationship. But if that relationship is not something that you have any desire to repair, what it's doing instead is opening up the possibility for you to trust again, for you to open your heart to new relationships that may finally fulfill that piece of the life that you're looking for. As long as you're holding on to this idea that this person owes you something, that they need to rectify this situation, and you don't release that obligation, you're not allowing someone else to come in and fulfill that obligation. Somebody may come in naturally into your life and be the type of person that is never going to make you feel that way again, but we don't know because we're holding this idea that this is what people do, this is what this person did, so this is what people do. When we forgive, we're releasing the idea that not all people do that. In fact, that person may never do that again. It doesn't, again, mean that you let that person back into your life. It means that you create space for what you want. Bringing balance is referring to the idea that as long as we're holding on to this idea, we are eliminating that energy in that space to bring that sense of peace and balance for the things that we do desire. It's not just in our relationships, but this is predominantly about relationships where we have expected people to fulfill a certain role or to feel a certain way or to rectify and remedy their behavior. And they just may simply be unable to do that. And they may not ever be able to do that. But it is not your burden to carry that. Your life is about recognizing from that experience what your boundaries are so that you can open yourself to new relationships with those healthier boundaries and expectations of how you deserve to be treated. Create balance and space by releasing what's not meant for you. Our Empress has come up asking us to hold space for the healing that is necessary, to hold space for the nurturing and the compassion that is necessary. It is demonstrating to us with this Seven of Discs that we have feelings of not being able to accomplish a goal that we have set out to accomplish, that something has not worked out in our favor, and that this somehow indicates what the overall outcome of our situation is going to be. That is not the case. Empress is asking us to hold space because this Four of Wands is indicating the completion of the energy of this cycle. That when we are willing to accept that perhaps we thought we had some clarity on a situation, we thought we knew what we were supposed to do, we went ahead and put that effort and energy into it. It did not work out that way, but we did not react the same way that we would in the past. We did not turn this into a pity party. We did this not turn this into this is terrible. It's not working out the way I wanted. I quit. I give up. Instead, he said, I'm going to abide by these lessons. I'm going to abide by this energy of forgiveness. I'm going to abide by this energy of being consistent and moving forward because I know that there is something out there for me and I'm going to keep looking until I find it. You broke a cycle. You broke the cycle. When you chose to keep going regardless, when you chose to stop pointing fingers, when you chose to instead give yourself some space, give yourself some time and energy to recover and then keep going, you broke the cycle. This is what you needed in order to move into the next phase of your evolution, to get closer to what it is that you desire, to get closer to your manifestations. We had to experience the difficulty of feeling as though things were not going in our favor and learn how to handle that appropriately so that we could move into that next cycle, so that the Empress could stand there with open arms and say, "You're still wonderful, you're still beautiful, you're still an accomplished person, and you're doing such a great job. Let's keep going, let's keep pushing onward. You broke the cycle." I want you to claim it in the comments. Beautiful message of duality and in understanding that there is a guide for all of us. Now, sometimes we hear a message and we think that doesn't necessarily resonate with me. Not all messages will resonate with you. All of us are on our unique individual paths. And perhaps when this message comes to you, it doesn't quite have the same meaning, but later on down the road, something is occurring and you think about the message that you heard. And all of a sudden, you can use it to relate to the situation. And now it makes your situation make a little bit more sense. Now, all of a sudden, this information that you've received has its own meaning. It's taken on a specific meaning for you. That's because these messages can have multiple meanings. They can have different meanings for different people in different circumstances and different experiences. So while this specific message might not resonate with you right now, down the road, you may remember a message, you may think about a message that you've heard, you may see a message, or you may apply a message that was for someone else and go, I see how I can use this for my own benefit. There is a nudge or a guide or some kind of synchronicities that are you're experiencing in your life to help you along your own personal journey. So when you see messages that don't necessarily resonate at that time, your guide wanted you to see them for some reason. It might not make sense right now. It might be something that down the road resonates so much more and makes so much more sense. On the same note, two people can listen to the same message and get completely different meanings from it. So we have to respect and honor each person's individual journey and recognize that our guides are pushing us along our own journey for what we need to take in, for what we need to learn. And it's not necessarily going to be the same lesson. While some may have to learn a lesson of overcoming difficulties, others may have to learn a lesson of what it's like to accept positive elements into their life. Maybe they never learned how to appreciate and have gratitude for that. Maybe you already know how to do that, but you haven't learned to deal with hardship yet. We're all going to experience lessons in different ways and at different times in our cycle. So these messages can have multiple meanings, and we just have to trust our guides to let us hear and remember those meanings when we need to remember them. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey. I am always grateful to be a part of yours.